You're such an asshole.
HazelConsulting.com. How you guys doing? You got a question, go to HazelConsulting.com. Send me your questions and your money. The old captain. I got to remind people again, I got a couple, I didn't know you were going to charge. To this day, even without me saying it, I don't know how you go to that site, read the instructions, and figure out we're not going to charge you. Look, anyone offering advice for free, well, they could be well-intentioned. The advice could be good. I can't say that. Anyone telling you what you want to hear are lying through their teeth. And if they're doing it for free, they want something out of you. I just want your fucking money. I'm not like the Democrats that say, hey, vote for me and give me your vote and I'll fuck up your life. But I'll tell you what you want to hear, ladies. Hey, Cappy, I'm a 36-year-old introverted misanthrope. I take no pride in this, however. I live in a shitty town in England, like most towns. I'm intelligent. I'm an intelligent, rational person, but have an annoying hippie streak in me. I just want everyone to get along and stop being cunts. And be a presidential. I just want everyone to get along and stop being cunts. Vote Clary 2018. I try really hard to empathize with people, but it's overpowered by the feelings that arise when I realize that most people are annoying, selfish, inconsiderate, ignorant, stupid, irrational shit-gibbons. Some seem okay, decent people, until you scratch the surface, and then it all starts to unravel, absolutely. I like a handful of humans enough to call friends, and I have a girlfriend of 10 years. These people are the only ones I can bear to associate with. My empathy problem is with animals, however. I love them so much more than humans. I resent humans for how they abuse our fellow earthlings, especially the factory farming of them. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I love them so much more than I resent humans for how they abuse our fellow earthlings, meaning the animals. Okay. Especially the factory farming of them. It fucking disgusts me, but what riles me the most is the majority of these spineless humans won't even acknowledge the horrors humanity committed against animals for their benefit. I really feel deeply about this injustice and that it inflames my misanthropy. Recent example is my neighbor's dog died recently because the shitheads blatantly neglected him. Yeah, no, that sucks. I don't think you're not going to find anyone who's going to... Well, okay, you'll find some assholes who are going to argue with you about animal cruelty. But yeah, it's... You know, that, I've known dogs that, I'm like, how do you leave your dog, especially in Minnesota, like, how do you leave your dog outside? What the fuck is wrong with you? I really don't enjoy hating humans, but most give me no other choice bar apathy. Any advice for a reluctant misanthrope with an over-empathetic bias towards animals? I love a video response. Cheers. Well, okay, again, we got kind of two things here. Well, look, there's nothing wrong with liking the animals. And if it really bothers you that much, I would say PETA. But the problem you're going to run in there, like say PETA or ALF, the Animal Liberation Front, is those people really don't care about animals as much as they do masturbating their own egos. You could go to dog rescue, but keep in mind, here's the other thing. There's so much pain and suffering, both with animals and humans. You'll kill yourself. It's depressing and sad because you can't stop, some dickwad in Wyoming leaving his poor dog out in the middle to starve or die in the cold. But if it means that much to you and you want to do what you can while you're here on this planet, and I think you'll enjoy animals, there's nothing wrong with working in an animal shelter, nothing wrong with going for dog rescue or cat rescue, and if you really want to, I would go and try and find a non-leftist, because that's what those entities are. PETA, ALF, these are leftist organizations operating under the false guise or veil of animal rights or anti-animal cruelty. So I don't know, I haven't looked into it, but I'm hoping that there is a legitimate animal rights entity, institution out there that you could maybe join and partake in. Another thing you could do, and it's only what you can do, is you make sure that you eat, ethically raised, like, grass-fed, free-range, whatever your standards are. Don't eat veal. I know this may shock a lot of you. I don't eat veal because I don't like how veal is made. I don't like really look and say, well, how was my cow killed? Where the wolves, it's like, hey, steak, but I do have a soft spot for animals because they're not being like humans. Anyway, so I'd spend a little bit more. Here's the other thing. Don't replace humans with animals. You don't want to become one of these dog rescue girls where that's all they have. They don't have a husband. They don't have children. They don't have a life. They don't have loved ones in their life. It's all about, the puppies. Again, it's kind of like, again, a false god. where they don't really care about dog rescue. Their primary, that's just the guys, that's just the excuse. The primary purpose they're doing that is for socializing. There's nothing wrong with that, but to fill a hole in their life where a husband isn't. Typically girls, but not always. But I think you're pretty sincere in your concern about animals, and so I think, you'd be a good addition. And don't worry too much about the animals you can't save or help, but think about the ones that you do. So that's with the animals. As for humans, dude, I totally wish I could argue or point to empirical evidence or reason or rationalization or logic as to why you should stop being a misanthrope. But I am one myself too. And a lot of you are like, well, I thought you were a humanist. I thought you said humans were the most important things in the world. Right. The handful of humans you find, like your girlfriend, and the handful of your family and loved ones, that you go through decades of your life to find these people. To find one. I think I've said it before. One, it was less. It's more than one. It's like 1 in 110, 120. Girls that I found are worth marrying and dating. I mean, humans are disgusting, vile people. It's why, I have no problem if my current empire fails for whatever reason. I am going to go full balls on Democrat Oprah, lying scoundrel businesses. Legal, but completely unethical. I'm going to sell lies because these people deserve it. They're dumb. And I'd say most humans are evil. I'd say most of them are. They would gladly... look, all Democrats and socialists, I don't care what you're either ignorant in that regard or you're evil because you're like, I don't mind living off of other people. I should tell other people what to do with their money, which isn't their money, it's their time and finite lives they sacrifice to get. I'm going to force slavery on some people over there so I feel good about myself. My God, such a good Democrat, such a good Democrat. So at least that half is evil. Don't think Republicans are any better. I know most Republicans are assholes too. But this makes the point even more so about putting what few humans you have in your life that are worth it at the center of your life. That's what makes them really, and it's boring, cold, calculated economics. If everybody was freaking awesome, if girls were loving and supporting their husbands and all that, the market would be flooded with good quality women, good quality wives. If the U.S. male market was flooded with in-shape ripped dudes who don't have guts and don't have obesity and go to school and aren't neats, the market would be flooded. And then the value of a high-quality man or a high-quality woman would go down because there's plenty of them. But that's the opposite of what we have today. You find a girl that didn't major in something stupid, doesn't have debt, car loan, credit card, or otherwise, stays in shape, supports herself, wants to put you first in her life, wants to be a good wife or supportive girlfriend. That's so rare. And which is why probably you've been stuck with your girlfriend for 10 years, because she is that good. She is that rare. There's always going to be the perfect girl doesn't exist. Don't stop looking. Just the other day, I'm like, what? Really? Fuck. I can't remember. It was something small, but I was just like, God, why? And then your friends. This is the biggest confrontation I have in my head. It's like, wow, friends go away quick. They die, metaphorically and sometimes, sadly, realistically. Some commit suicide, some die early. But it's very hard to find quality male friends, as you're male or female friends, that are willing to go out and live life and have fun and are interesting and engaging and aren't just your rank and file dipshits sitting there at Buffalo Wild Wings, watching the game, eating their wings, horking down burgers, drinking light beer, and wearing another man's jersey. In your case, soccer, football. The blues and the greens. It is. That's the hardest thing. That's why what handful of people I have in my life, I very, very, very much cherish and value. And then what's even sadder is you don't even really expect them to stick around. You're just kind of like, well, everybody else left. I don't know why you'd stick around. So what I would do is try to find the beauty in the handful of humans that are worthwhile, that are incredibly rare, and think about how lucky you are to have your life spent with those people. That you get to spend time with your girlfriend that you love, that you get to hang out with your one or two buddies that like to pick on you. And And I don't want to sound like making lemonade out of lemons, but this is true. Anytime you see stupid people, don't get angry at them. I mean, you should have a right. Yeah, go ahead. You've done enough anger now, I think, and you have a policy. Yeah, I dislike most people, but every time you see someone you don't like or someone that's really pissing you off, think about how that makes the current people in your life so much more valuable and how much you should appreciate them. I mean, I remember on my travels, I won't mention who, but a couple were getting into a fight in the middle of in the neighborhood, yelling at each other. I'm like they're fucking teenagers. This is like the fucking ghetto or something. Like, what the fuck? And I texted my girlfriend, babe, I'm so glad I got you. And that was it. That was it. Excuse me, losing my voice. So yeah, that's what I would do, is I would appreciate what you got. And anytime you see shitbird misanthropes and humans, make it realize why you should appreciate and cherish the what few friends and loved ones you have in your life. Another thing that I've been working on personally, not just because I want to be optimistic or I want to be a happier person, though that is true. In other words, it's not a fake thing. What I've been thinking about and contemplating more, because that's all you can do on a motorcycle for 4,000 miles, is what's their home life like? That's the question I like to ask. What's their home life like? Hillary Clinton being a perfect example. Could you imagine how miserable she is? You may hate her guts. You may find it unfair that she got all this money and wealth and connections, was born into the right family, but can you imagine how miserable she is? The rank and file party girls. I was in Vegas. We went to the Cosmopolitan. I'm like, why? It wasn't my choice. And I'm looking at these party girls, and they're drinking and they're boozing it up. And woo! And then at a younger, dumber time, I would have maybe tried to approach them. But sure as shit, a buddy of mine was sending me a documentary on alcoholism, and this girl went out and partied, and then she's back at home crying herself. You just have to sit and think, all these girls are party girls, and they all major in stupid shit. All these girls vote leftist, and they gotta live off of a government check, or they have to work some shitty ass part-time job. All these men that are wimp, cowardly, leftist, millennial, hipster types, imagine how screwed in the head they are, and they just can't figure out how to get a girl. They're constantly friend zoned their entire lives. Imagine these people who want to go and say, "This is not. Don't misconstrue me. Not anti-gay, not anti-transsexual. I'm for it. You guys go get married, do whatever you want. But I'm a pansexual, and there's 38 flavors of gender, and gender is a social construct. It's like, no, there's men, there's women, and then there's a statistically small but existing percentage of non-conforming, non-binary. I happen to like that term, even though I know a lot of people. But when you get down, well, I'm a sapiosexual, I'm a pansexual. I'm just shut the fuck up. But think about it. You may get angry, oh, fuck, you. Sit and think about, what's it here? Lacey Green, do you know who she is? Well, I'm a pansexual. Here's this little 20-year-old bint. Gets on MTV. She's dispensing dating advice and sex advice. Becomes an internet YouTube celebrity. Can you imagine how screwed in the head she's got to be? Because she is just not living in the real world. So what you find with stupid human, again, the hooligan who's getting in fights because Winchester lost to Hertfordshire, which probably isn't a real town, but whatever. Just imagine their home life. I mean, another thing I called, look at their wives. It's thank God. So that's another thing that you could kind of do, is just be thankful you're not them. Be aware, this is politics, though it doesn't necessarily have to apply, but one thing I like about being a not leftist, this doesn't have to mean you're conservative or libertarian, Republican, or Tory. It's just that you have sanity. You know why things happen. Can you imagine being a leftist? Let's say you're a minority or you're female. It must drive you nuts. After decades of having money constantly thrown at a social problem, closing wage gaps, closing poverty, that there's still this huge gap. And if you're going to suck the Democrat or leftist dick and worship at the altar and follow it like a religion with no critical thought, no analysis, did these policies actually work and help us out? No, but my feels are more important, so I'm going to subscribe to this. You ruin their lives. They just ruin their lives. It actually, there you feel sadness for them. Because he's like, well, I'd like you guys to close the gap. I'd like everybody to make more money. But imagine these girls, like another one, they follow feminism. You may hate feminists, but could you imagine how hellish their lives are? They don't live in the real world. They don't know why they're still, make 77 cents on the dollar. They don't know why they're miserable. They don't know why they're unhappy. They don't know why they're perpetually poor. Going from adjunct professor to adjunct professor, keep trying to, plug their women's studies degree as some kind of reason to hire them. All these people went to college, Obama, socialism, man, you have privilege, and they're slinging coffee. Could you imagine how miserable it is to be a hipster or a millennial right now? Because they felt they knew everything, and now it's a big silver lining to enjoy other people's suffering, especially if they hate you and they vote against your best interests and they try to enslave you and parasite off of you more. I find it's something to look at, like, okay, at least I know why the housing crisis happened. I like everybody else, had to suffer during the financial crisis, but not only was I prepared for it and hedged against it a little bit, I wasn't like, oh my God, am I going to get a job? What's going to happen? At least I slept well at night. As a matter of fact, I was like, hey, I predicted that one pretty good, huh? At least you were right. And that goes a long way. So, anyway, yeah, just appreciate your family and loved ones, the people you do have on your life. And then when you see the stupidity, the sheeple around you, being stupid could form a sheeple. Just the parasitic, dumb vermin that they typically are. Turn them around and so you appreciate, one, your sanity, the fact you're not them, and the people you do have in your life. All right, that's it. You guys got questions, go to AssholeConsulting.com. Get my books. What I got Poor Richard's Retirement. That has nothing to do with the topic of conversation, but actually it does. Actually, I take that back. A good third of this book is exactly about how to use the love for your fellow man to make it so you don't need a lot of money in life. But you can find it on Amazon. All right, we'll see you kids later. Oh, and spread the good word. October is Asshole Appreciation Month. I'm going to do Asshole Appreciation Month in October. That's what we're going to do. Because I'm the only professional asshole out there, so all the advertising will go to me. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.